Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to our small business series where we are in honor of Small Business Week here in Canada, where we spotlight business owners that are making big impact, small businesses that are making big impact with clients and those businesses that they serve. So I am absolutely thrilled to be joined today by Tyler Cameron. Tyler is the founder of Wrksourcing, and that's a company that provides virtual assistance to entrepreneurs and business owners who want to take tasks off their hands and save time. Is that right, Tyler?
You got it. Yeah, we're trying to help.
I'm so happy that you've joined me here. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm Dorothy Vernon-Brown. I am the founder of AKB Squared Small Business Marketing, where I help business owners and entrepreneurs save time by leveraging the power of AI agents and to help them reclaim time like how Tyler does. So without further ado, welcome Tyler and let's dive right in. I'm so happy you're here.
Thanks for having me.
So, your company Wrksourcing offers a range of services from admin to marketing to content creation. I am curious, what inspired you and how did you discover that virtual assistance was a growing thing and that businesses wanted this?
Yeah, so I grew up in a household of small business owners. My parents owned a garden center for 35 plus years that they recently sold. So I think
Hmm.
I always knew I was going to start a business at some point. I acquired skills over a 20-year career in advertising, so mostly in sales and marketing roles. And I wanted to use those skills to help small business owners and entrepreneurs because I know how hard it is. I've now learned even more how hard it is to run a business, but we're here to help integrate and take tasks off people's plates. And how I guess I came up with it and really got inspired to start the business. Well, first off, I read Tim Ferriss's book, The 4 Hour Work Week, and he outlined
Hmm.
how he was using virtual assistants to live with more freedom. I started my first virtual assistant business called Sourcing, which I was authentic to. I was a father, active father, wanting to spend more time with my family, trying to live an easier life, take some of these small tasks off my plate. So I built a concierge service for them and partnerships and whatnot. But since then, we've pivoted to Wrksourcing to help entrepreneurs and small business owners.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So, on your entrepreneurial journey, I'm almost sure that you have faced some challenges. So I want to know what are one of the biggest challenges that you faced and how have you successfully overcome that?
There's been a lot. There's always
Hmm.
challenges. If I
Hmm.
had to pinpoint one, I guess it would just be finding product market fit off the start. The businesses in general are very different.
Hmm.
So there's so many ways we can help them. So it was how do we remain focused so we can create the most impact? And how did we overcome something like that? Talking to people, getting the reps in, talking to hundreds of business owners, really identifying what they actually want, and then where we can, like I said, have the most impact and where we can stay within our scope to really, really do great work.
That's quite insightful and instructive in my mind because you're having conversations with people who have a problem. In marketing we call it there's a pain and we've got to solve that, right? Instead of picking something out of your brain and hoping that it sticks, that you actually spoke with business owners and understood what their pain was, and so you found what that product fit would be. That's wonderful. um Entrepreneurs, a lot of us small business owners always struggle with knowing what tasks to delegate. And as a matter of fact, a lot of us don't want to delegate, right?
Sure.
So, how do you help clients identify tasks that they should outsource and focus on growing on their business?
Usually when they come to us, they're red in the face. They're going like this because business owners, like you said, they're not great at delegating. There's control issues there.
Yes.
So the core crux of our business has always been really understanding and genuinely getting to the root of the problem. So
Mm-hmm.
it's getting to know the business, getting to know who the person is, who the leaders are, who the key stakeholders are within the business, and getting to the core problem. Some people come to us and think it might be a sales problem. Hey, I heard you can help us get more sales, but it actually might be a marketing problem where they might need to offload some tasks in marketing so they can focus more on sales. So for us, we ask them to be committed. We try to get them to be transparent and vulnerable as much as we can on a
Mm-hmm.
30-minute discovery call, and we can do more if it need be, but that's usually where we start. And then we really try to hone in on the true problem. And we have a series of questions, and we even have some proprietary tools that we can kind of use that, like our priority planner, that they might think this is the problem, and then it might come out on the wash that it's something else. So it's really just in the conversation, and we're really, really good at it over, like you said, we've talked to lots of people and understood what the actual pain is. So
Mm-hmm.
we're good at guiding them and getting it out of them, and then putting a custom tailored plan together.
That sounds great. So
Yeah.
it sounds to me that you have a rock solid system and process in place to uncover and unearth those things. So this leads me to my next question. You've been in the biz for a while, and you have seen work sourcing have significant impact on businesses. Is there one story that comes to mind where what you've done has really transformed how that business has uh, um, how they now work and how they have been able to grow? Is there one story that comes to mind?
Yeah, there's lots. I can pick one though. Usually it's like when they're going, like they're clenching their fists, and then they looked relaxed in the second call, third month, like as it kind of progresses. But to kind of focus in on one that would be a nice case study would be, we're working with a software company. They want to just provide the best service and product for their customers, but they were doing both. They were working on their product, which takes a lot of time and tweaking and
Hmm.
iterations, growing with the market. But then there was that service part, people calling, technical issues, customer service. They didn't want to be in the service game anymore. They really wanted
Oh,
to focus only on the product. So we've come in and we're now helping them internally, with technical support, customer support. They've trained us up. It's been very collaborative. Now it's to the point where they're starting to send their clients to us as a partner. So it's grown into a partnership from client, still existing client, into a bigger partnership. And I think that's really been amazing to see, because we've seen the product grow and we're there right side by side watching them really do what they do best. And that's truly why we exist.
wow, that's a really great story, and it really goes to the point. It sounds to me that they really understood what their zone of genius was.
Yes.
Um, and then they outsourced to trusting partners like yourself. And now you say this is no longer an outsourcing opportunity, but a partnership opportunity. And
Yes.
that's what one of the changes, not only for them, but for you as well. That you can see the growth in partnership. Congrats on that.
Thank you. Yeah.
Well, with so much happening, we're in 2024, and the landscape has never evolved as rapidly as it has now. So, with this happening, what do you think or see as the biggest challenge facing business owners and entrepreneurs right now and in the next 6 months?
You nailed it. There's so much happening. I always say it's never been so easy to launch a business, but it's never been so complicated because there's so
Mm,
many options. So number one, and I'm saying this out loud, so I listen to myself because it's great advice, simplify. Just because there's
yes.
all of these tools and AI and it's overwhelming, just what works for you and your business. Don't get caught up in it. There's going to be lots of challenges, but if you just simplify your processes, please put a process in place. You and I are big on process. Simplify your process, simplify your tools, and the day to day gets so much easier, and block out the noise if need be. Like, I mean, bring it in if it's relevant to your industry and business, but just try to just simplify and stay in what you do best.
I think that's rock solid advice. There is a saying in my space, simplicity scales, complexity fails,
Yeah.
right? So you're saying simplify. get rid of the new shiny syndrome, shiny object syndrome
Yeah,
that we tend to have. So many things I think we're missing out. And I think what you're saying is simplify, have the processes in place, and then from there, as you need more services, more support, then you scale up.
definitely. Yes. Please put the foundation in first. It gets so much easier. It's boring, it's difficult at times, but if you take the time to do that, and it doesn't happen right off the bat, like
Right.
it, there's always iterations to your business with your process. But if you just start with something, and everybody's aligned within the organization, or if it's just you just know, you can lean back on your processes and systems, like everything gets a little bit easier. So, yeah, highly
Great. Not solid advice, as I say. So
recommend.
you have been on the entrepreneurial journey for a while,
Mhm.
right? You've grown up in it. You started your dad's thing, and now you are with work sourcing. So looking back at that journey and that evolution, what's the one piece of advice you wish you knew when you first started,
Mhm.
and how do you think it would have changed your path?
So other than simplify, which once again, that's why I was saying it out loud. Um, my biggest thing is I'd love to help everyone. So you
Mm-hmm.
can't do that though. So my
Mm-hmm.
piece of advice to my younger self would have been you can't help everyone. Um, you need to remain laser focused on who you want to help. And naturally, you're going to need to open that up unless you have a niche product. Like you're going to need to go and get those data points of who you want to target and, maybe follow some of the success or revenue, whatever you need to do. But really, you can't help everyone. Not everyone wants to be helped, even though
Mm-hmm.
they think they might. And I think if we would have kind of stayed a little bit more focused off the start, it would have got us quicker to our product market fit and really refining our products and offerings, where now we're really steadfast on like, this is what we offer. This is what we don't offer, which I think a lot of people don't go through that exercise. What don't you
Mm,
offer? Especially for a company like us where we can do a lot of things. So now it's just getting great partners so we add value to our clients and leads to say, hey, that's not something we do. Why don't you talk to this person? I'll make the introduction, or they're in our partner network. So I think that's some advice that just naturally, as a human being, and my character is to want to help people. We've just had to be a little more focused on that.
yeah. Oh, that's gold. Always worth the reminder, because there's a saying: if you want to help everyone, you're helping no one, right?
Yeah.
And on the flip side, the riches are in the niches. So the
Mhm.
deeper you go, is the more you are able to generate more opportunities for revenue. Just to pick on something that you talked about, you say not everyone wants to be helped, and
Mhm.
we get that, right? But the people who want to be helped, is there special qualifier that you see on the people that want to be helped? And speak to that a bit.
Yeah, we've tweaked some of our marketing language over the years to say we're looking for people who are committed to growth. And then what does that
Mm,
mean, right? It's still vague. So yeah, you have to have qualifiers behind the scenes that we've identified, just who are the most cream of the crop ideal client would be for us. Yeah, there's different qualifiers. What have they done in the past? Are they, just flat out open-minded to putting systems and processes in place? Because we always start there as well.
hmm
What are their goals, right? Are they identified? Like if they're a little behind in the journey, we can, we're not business coaches, we're not consultants. We can send them to great people, but they really need to have that stuff identified. If they come to us with that in hand, with the open mind, with a great goal for future growth, perfect. So we've kind of got a way to do that personally. Within our company, we've built those qualifiers in. So we want to help them. And if they check the boxes, let's go, right? Let's help. So, but some people you can tell they might need a little digging deep onto what they're actually trying to achieve first, and then hopefully they come back and they're in a good spot to move forward.
Sounds good. So Here's a follow-up question to the one you answered previously about what you would have told your younger self. So, if you could offer one piece of advice to an entrepreneur, a young entrepreneur or business owner who's starting out now, what would that be?
It's a fun and complicated ride. The You stick with the highs. You're never as good as maybe you think you are at that
Mm-hmm.
time because there's going to be lows, and then ride the lows down. Don't get too discouraged. I think at every point, try to learn something from it. Learn why you're winning, learn why you're using, try to record that data in some way, shape, or form because I think it's super valuable. But it's that stick to itiveness, if you will, that I would give them the advice like don't run at the first obstacle. Like our goal is not to, if someone leaves corporate to launch their own business, that's great. That's a lot of people we work with. We don't want them to run back to their corporate career if they're really truly passionate about entrepreneurship and their business. So stick with the highs and the lows, but the most important thing is what do you learn and how do you react from those moments in your entrepreneurial roller coaster, if you will.
Yeah, that's solid gold. Um, so virtual assistants, and you know this very well, can perform many tasks from admin to marketing, and you help launch businesses, right?
Mhm.
What's the most common task you find businesses need help with, and why should they outsource it to someone like you?
Yeah, we like to live a little bit by Dan Martell's "Buy Back Your Time." Within his
Mm,
book, he's got a delegation ladder, and we were kind of inherently doing this just with what we found out, and it goes like this: you start get the admin tasks off your plate, so that can clear up your brain for more strategic work. So if you're ready for an executive assistant, just that back and forth with clients and booking appointments, all of that stuff you should not be doing yourself, especially if you're so tactically good at something,
mm-hmm.
or you need to stay in your zone of genius. Right? We work with a lot of lawyers. We tell them you don't go to law school to raise QuickBooks invoices. So it's
Right.
you need to stay and work on what you do best. So I think within admin is your operations as well. Like you need to get your processes and systems set up. Please do this first. It doesn't have to be perfect, and that's what we tell people. We're not asking for 60-page SOPs. We're asking for, have you thought about your customer journey, how that will get played out on a repeatable basis so you can be successful. So that stuff needs to be figured out right off the hop. Then marketing, usually they can outsource, then sales, because usually the sales portion would be near the top or the last part because nobody's as good as selling as typically the business owner. So I think it's a lot of admin, it's a lot of operations. We're starting to do a lot of workflow system
Mm-hmm.
implementation. And then marketing, social media is a typical ask usually as well. They think it's something that it drains on them. It keeps them up at
Yeah,
night. And a lot of the time it's if you're just posting organically, it's more just of a brand awareness and credibility. It's not gonna drive all of your leads. So
yeah.
people can outsource that and rest easy at night.
That's great. The other, as you talked, the other thing that came to mind is that I think we don't recognize as business owners there's a cost to holding on to stuff, admin work or invoicing work. Because one of the things I was taught by my coach really early, what is the value of your time?
Yep.
What is the value of your time? So people, I think business owners, while holding on to that, don't recognize that they're doing a disservice to themselves as well by holding on to low value tasks when they, as you pointed out, could spend their time doing strategic work that's of a higher value task or opening up more revenue opportunities. So just hearing you talk just reminded me of the value of our time.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can attest to it in our own business. I am the leader of our business. Like I run the team, but I have great departmental heads that we've grown over the years where you give them autonomy to grow. Like I don't touch invoices. I don't touch social media. I can focus on sales and networking and partnerships and the true strategy and direction of the company. I just happen to have a VA business. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm able
Yeah.
to use it, but anyone can do that. They can call us, they can find other virtual support. I mean, if they start to get that off their plate and really, yeah, to your point, identifying how valuable their time is to really grow their business, that's when you can see the real impact and the real growth.
Great. And as we wrap up this intriguing conversation, Tyler, I have one last question for you. Of course, I have to. Well, no, two last at once, actually. So, with the rise of AI, virtual employees, and AI agents, my world,
Mm-hmm.
how do you see the future of human virtual assistants evolving? And what role do you think they can play alongside AI?
Great question. I get asked all the time if AI is replacing VAs, and a team member and I were laughing yesterday. We're extremely busy this week, and she said, "Oh, I thought AI was replacing us." Um, I think there's a great spot for both, right? We primarily work in the service-based industry where it's humans talking to humans. I don't think
Hmm.
the element's ever going to drop. We leverage AI. AI is going to be in everything. It seems like it's in everything now. It's how do you leverage it so we can work quicker, more efficiently. So basically, I look at it from our side as our VAs are turning into super VAs. So
Hmm.
we have training on AI, we have policies and protocols, and we've invested in tools, and we go by buckets of hours. So if we can, instead of using 50 hours, can use 25 hours, it's just more value for our client. So that's how we view it. But at the end of the day, there's the human element is really nice. We do also work with a lot of solopreneurs and consultants. So having someone else who's not just AI, chatting to ChatGPT gets a
Hmm.
little lonely sometimes. You can actually put a person remotely into their business where you feel like you're growing. You can bounce ideas off of in a more human to human base. But I think there's going to be continued growth in that side of things, and the stuff that you're doing is fantastic. And as our VAs continue to grow and learn with AI, I think we're just going to add more value to our clients.
Great, great. Yeah. So I'm really happy you expanded on that because I think you can never outsource that human to human connection to AI. And AI is artificial intelligence. There's going to need you're going to need a level of human intelligence, right, to drive the AI on all the tasks you need it to drive. So my last question for you, Tyler, is as you look towards the future, what excites you most? And what is the direction you're taking work sourcing, and what should your clients look forward to you in the coming years?
Yeah, we're really excited about what's to come. I think, we started as more of a traditional virtual assistant agency. Over the years, we're about to redo some marketing our website. We actually don't even have VA on our homepage. It's more going, it's not that we're, hiding away from the virtual assistant. It's just we've evolved so much where a lot of people on my team aren't even VAs anymore.
Oh,
They are specialists and freelancers, I think a lot of this is coming out of the pandemic and remote work and how business owners are building their teams. So we have people with 20 years experience who aren't VAs, but we're able to use them from a virtual specialist, is kind of we're reterming them a little bit. So
mm,
there's some of that happening, and some of that's happening within the space too. And then, doubling down on processes and systems. So we have partnerships with CRMs, we have partnerships with other systems, and really putting those processes and systems in place through something we call workflow solutions, where we do an audit, identify some gaps, and maybe where some of the workflow improvements can take place. And like I said, you set that foundation up, then we'll give you a virtual specialist, then you can really grow your business. So that's where our business is going, a lot in the workflow space, and really providing trusted, high level, but always, the customized approach that we grew up with. And yeah, we're really excited. Should be a fun ride as it continues.
well, that's fascinating. Congrats on your vision of the future.
Thank you.
You know what? Visionaries rule the world. And with that, I just want to thank you so much for sharing your journey with me and those who'll be listening to this. Thank you for your insights, and thank you as a small business owner and entrepreneur for helping others to grow and putting in these processes and these systems to help them remove the chaos from their day. So
Yeah.
thank you so much, and wish you all the best in the future.
Thank you so much for having me. This was fun.
You're welcome. Bye.